Screw it. I'm going to Alaska. What'd you do in Alaska?
What didn't I do in Alaska, Daniel?
Uh-oh.
Um, yeah, no, I mean, so I mean, I don't can't remember. I feel like so you were a couple years younger than me in college, so we definitely talked like plenty of times. But I guess at least for my friends who knew me well, like they knew I wasn't really the most outdoorsy in in college. I think I was
Interesting. Okay.
people, yeah, like I just liked nice things, especially when I
Hmm.
worked at Cisco. It's like more of my money was spent buying nice things and saving as opposed to like spending money on experiences or like doing anything cool or
Hmm.
outdoorsy. Um, so I kind of saw Alaska as this like really, really extreme option where I'm just like, man, like this would be cool. Like, I'm not outdoorsy, I'm kind of bougie. Like, I kind of should probably try to go do this. And then a lot of
Okay.
my friends laughed at me when I said I was going to Alaska. And so I was just like, what? Like, what do you mean? Like, you don't think I'll make it there? Just kind of making fun of me. They're just like, what are you going to do in Alaska? I'm like, what do you mean? What am I going to do? I'm going to be out in nature and shit. And
So you did that?
yeah, yeah. So the Alaska too, it kind of worked out perfectly. So I was catching up with a friend from high school, and she does seasonal work, and she was going to Alaska for a seasonal gig up there. And when I was
Okay.
quitting Cisco, and I was kind of like, man, I just need to like go somewhere extreme. And I was like Alaska or something. And then she was like, dude, I'm going to Alaska. Just like come with me. And I was like, why not?
That's
Like
insane. So what'd you do? Did you, I mean, there are seasonal jobs up there. Which one did you take?
Yeah, so initially I like didn't want to work because I was just like so burned out from Cisco, and I just really wanted to just chill and kind of do nothing and just be fun employed, as they say, and maybe take a little sabbatical. But
Okay.
I also was just kind of like, okay, at the time too, it was during COVID still, or it was like the tail end of COVID. So in order to drive through Canada, to get there, you had to either have like a place of residence in
Hmm.
Alaska or you had to have a job in order to pass through Canada. And so I wanted to do that drive from Texas. So I was kind of like, okay, I need to get a job. So I was like, okay, I'll just get a job there and like whatever, I can quit. Um, so yeah,
Okay.
so yeah, I got an assistant manager job at the same hotel that my friend was working at, and yeah, I did it for 1 month and I quit.
Interesting. Did you like it?
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not. It was the worst experience of my life. But I think it goes back to this theme I always tell people. It's like it's okay to just like do something that you're not 100% sure about, because at the end of the day, like why wonder what if about anything? I think
Yeah.
life should be about trying to accumulate more experiences, and as a result of that, you're able to gain knowledge and then take action based on the knowledge that you learn from an experience. And so
It's
like my
true.
mindset was kind of like, okay, like yeah, sure, like I had this badass job at this big company, on paper was like successful. Um,
Hmm.
Even though, like I said, like emotionally, I was not successful. I was very drained when I quit. But I was kind of like, okay, whatever. Like, might as well try like a good chill job at a hotel, seasonal work, like Alaska, sweet, let's do it. And yeah, I freaking hated it. I mean, every day is just people are, yeah, hospitality industry is just not for me. It's just like people are complaining about every little thing. Their freaking
Yeah.
pillows are too flat, their sheets are scratchy, and I'm just like, Jesus. Like I don't, like, what do you mean, like just suck it up, you're in Alaska, like go outside and enjoy it. Or they'd be like, oh, my room's so hot, like whatever. I'd be like, yeah, there's no AC. Like, what did you expect? You're in the last frontier. Like, come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
And people just, yeah, just like dealing with their freaking stupid trivial complaints. And I just yeah, after about a month, I just had it. I'm just like, I didn't get an engineering degree for this. It's just to get like talked down to every day by just
Yeah.
people who just, yeah, were just complaining about stupid things that I just didn't care about. I know it sounds so horrible, but like, it just wasn't for me. Yeah. I think I learned from that 1 month that hospitality, whew, bless the souls who choose to work in hospitality. I
Mhm.
respect them tremendously. And I feel for them because I know that they have to deal with a lot of horrible people.
Yeah,
Um,
they do.
but yeah, I just absolutely could not. I was like, F this. I'm moving into a 96 square foot shed with no running water. And I'm just going to do the Alaska thing and just try to spend as much free time as I can just doing outdoorsy stuff, you know? Like, oh, the great outdoors, let's go see what that's about. And turns out I loved it.
That's cool. What else did you learn about yourself? Did you learn anything about what you valued as a whole
Yeah.
there?
Yeah. So I feel like anytime if I tell people about Alaska, I think they're always kind of asking like, so what did you like learn? You know, you took all this time off, like what were your takeaways? And I think for me, I always try to tell people now it's like, okay, like you need to really, really try to spend as much time alone with your thoughts as you can. You know, try
Hmm.
to fit it into your schedule. You don't have to go take a 6 month sabbatical in Alaska and go live in a shed to do that. It's like just try to find moments of silence throughout your week or throughout your day to like really just be alone with your thoughts. And, you know, I was fortunate that I was taking time off work. So I had nothing but time with my thoughts to really think about like, what do I even like to do? Like, what makes me tick? How do I want to feel every day? What do I want my life to look like? How can I kind of redefine success? Because I'd always thought this idea of success was, you know, getting a good job and making a shit ton of money. And I'm like, okay, well, I did that, and that definitely didn't leave me feeling successful. So
Yeah.
maybe there's got to be something more to it. Um, and this idea of really just thinking about how do you desire to feel every day, that was probably like the biggest takeaway for me, was just thinking about like, okay, I feel like my whole time at Cisco I just felt so trapped. I
Mm.
felt like I was trying to like shove myself into this box of becoming successful based on this very constrained idea of success, that I
Hmm.
had to make good money and work really hard, and that's how I had to be successful. And it was just so draining trying to fit myself into that definition. It was so limited, and that just left me feeling so trapped. And so then I was kind of able to think about the fact that freedom is just so important to me, like my number one kind of core value and something I really really strive for now in my life. um so I'd say, yeah, just the biggest takeaway is just learning way more about myself and what I like and how I want to feel every day. And, you know, uh, using those things to just impact my decision making. So now it's like if I'm on the fence about something, I try to think about it as, okay, if I decide to do X, is this going to make me feel more free, or is this going to make me feel less free? And you know, I have, you know, other kind of core values or just any sort of kind of feelings that I want, but for me it's like freedom is like number one. And so I kind of use that as just a reference point now, just for everything. So I think that was kind of like the biggest thing, the biggest takeaway for me from this nice little fun employment journey.
Yeah. So you did that for 6 months, and then you. And by the way, I'm jealous. I did 1 week in Alaska and for my honeymoon, and I absolutely loved it. So the fact that you got to do 6 months there is amazing. And we're going to talk about the things that you got to see while you were there later.
Thank you so much for watching this segment of the Engineering Success Podcast. If you liked it, make sure to check out the other videos down below that are recommended to you. And if you really like the podcast, make sure to subscribe right down there in the middle. Really appreciate it. It's free to you and helps us a lot out. And last but not least, the best way to help the show grow is to comment down below. So leave your comment if you have any thoughts about this segment. Thanks.
Chasing payments, still playing in the basement while I'm working on arrangements. They heard the kid in 50 countries, thank God that's amazing. But I'd rather thank Spotify, they put me on the station.